What's up, guys? Werner Von Wanrod here. I thought I'd do something a little different today, just to, keep things from getting a little too formulaic on my channel and stuff. So, instead of just picking out a record and talking about it, today I figured I'd go through a few CDs, sort of oddball, odds and end things that wound up in my collection. Now, most of my CD collection, I don't have that many CDs in comparison to tapes and vinyl, but I do have a healthy amount of CDs, and most of them I have in sort of like a nice stand-up case, and they're all alphabetical by artists and stuff. But then that filled up. So then I just got like stacks of CDs sitting in my room and sitting next to my computer. And then I've got some random kind of cases like these. And these I reserve for sort of compilations and oddball promo CDs and random crap. Some of these are sort of normal, the Street Fighter soundtrack. But a lot of these are pretty strange, so I figured it'd be kind of fun to go through a few of them. I haven't even looked at these for a while myself, so let's have a look. Oddball CDs that wound up in my collection. Alright, so right from the start, you gotta love this word. Look at that. Blank Spine. You know you're in for something cool. Blank Back. You gotta love it. This is the original CD they gave out for Anti-Con's Advancement of Hip Hop. Their first full-length mixed CD. Eventually, it came out with a proper CD like this, and this is what was marketed. But this is the funky promo one they mailed out. You can see it's just like a hand-drawn thing. And this isn't even totally made for a CD case. I had to sort of fold it in. It's a promo sheet they gave out. So don't worry, we're not going to go through all these. We're just going to stick to the interesting ones. But a lot of these should be interesting. This one I've already blogged about, but just point out real quick. This is a compilation album put out by Absolute Vodka. And what's interesting is it's all old school hip hop, it's all old school legends, or at least it's 95% old school. One or two people like Eminem and the Lost Boys wind up on here. Otherwise, it's all old school. But what's really compelling is it's not just a compilation like Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, The Curse Blow Blakes. This is actually all original songs recorded for this compilation. And this was put out in the 2000s. So you got new songs by Kurtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, and all that. And the main song is this big song, The Fifth Element. They've got two mixes of it. It's got like 40, 50 artists on it. It's got so many artists on it. The lineup, it sounds impressive, but they wind up, some of them do as little as one word, literally one word. Some of them, I think the longest is like Ice-T. He says 2 lines. That's it. That's how packed they've got it full of artists, which is so packed that it just ruins it. You can't really get into any of these artists because they're just in there so fast. But then the other songs, you got like Doc Ice, he has a solo song, Houdini, they have a solo song, so some of that's pretty cool. We'll skip a few of these. This is the original Return of the DJ compilation. There's been several in this series. They've been pressed and repressed, but this is the original CD version. See, just when you got it from their old school Bomb catalog, their mail order catalog from Bomb magazine back in the days. This is what you got in 1995. This loud promo CD is just interesting because it's got a song by Madcap that, clearly this is all just stuff that was supposed to be in advance of their albums, Mobb Deep, Alcoholics, Cellar Dwellers, but the Madcap song never came out. It's from an album that never got released. So this song is only released on this EP. It's not that rare, though. This is cool. This is one I'll probably do a whole blog about at some point. This is the Full Blown compilation. Now, if you don't know what the heck Full Blown is, it used to be an online web store for dope indie hip-hop, sort of the kind of backpackery, art fag kind of hip-hop. I say that with love because most of these artists are dope. So it's everything from like Addams Family to Braille to Anti-Con artists, and but all these songs are exclusive. They're only for the CD. They're only on the CD, and you could only get it from Full Blown at the time. So it's really dope CDs. Some really good material by them too. It's not like they're bottom shelf stuff. And I think Full Blown eventually closed down. It was a good site, man. I used to order from them a lot. I heard at the end there were some artists were not so happy with them and how they received their payments, but when you're going out of business, I guess that happens. Oh, okay, this Grimy Grooves compilation is only interesting to hardcore Anti-Con fans because it has a song on here. A lot of this stuff is indie Canadian stuff like Bird Press, Jeff Speck, that came out, The Goods. But one song on here by the Dominant Mammals, which is a group of Mocha Only and Kirby Dominant. You probably heard of those guys, maybe. And it features Soul from Anti-Con, and it only exists on this compilation. This is an obscure compilation album. Most of this is not hip-hop, but it's got one of Buck 65's really old school stuff. Killing MC back when he was Stinkin' Rich. But even more interesting than Well, this is a classic compilation from their, again, early Canadian stuff. But more interesting than is this compilation, Up Periscope, because it features a Sabito's song, Kenny's Theme, that I believe is only on the CD. The rest of the stuff, again, most of this isn't even hip-hop. Rebecca West is just all kinds of random Canadian stuff. Tachichi, I mean, that's hip-hop, so there's a little bit on there, but the Sebitone song. What have we got in here? Look at these. Some of these are just in like paper sleeves. These are just those funky free things they gave out from UGHH, those DJ mixes. Okay, but these are interesting. Raw Produce. Now that's what I call Produce. Now this is an exclusive CD that you would get only if you ordered, this is a track listing with the song descriptions, that you would only get if you ordered the whatever album they were marketing at the time or whatever record from Sandbox.com. And this is exclusive CD from Soul, the same thing, when you got his album, which, you know, who knows, back then might have been Selling Live Water or something, from Sandbox.com. These were the exclusive, these exclusive songs were never otherwise released. It's like 4 songs in a half-hour interview. I think some of those Soul songs eventually wound up on other compilations years later. Again, you know it's good when there's no information on the spine. This is a great compilation, Persecution of Hip Hop, that Cryptic One put out. I believe this was really only wax only. You can tell this when you open it up, hand done. This is just sort of a cutout paper stuck in there. This is just a paper cutout. I think he just did this himself, probably for me, because I was working at the Source at the time, so he gave me this. It's mostly a double LP. But one thing's interesting, this is the very first appearance by Deep Pedal Dynamics. Before they put out their album and their 12-inch, this has Rain Man on it, so this was the way people heard them first. This is funny. Legends. Legends, a couple of random songs you may or may not recognize, just Legends. Who are the Legends? They don't tell you. It's a compilation, you know, one of those cheap cash-in things about Tupac and Dr. Dre. Those are the Legends. But it features some really genuinely obscure stuff. You know, Panther Power, Strictly Dope featuring Tupac, stuff like that. And also some less obscure stuff like World Class Wrecking Crew. But who would buy, it's just the marketing, who would buy, you know, okay, you're a Tupac fan, you're a Dr. Dre fan, both of them are huge at the time, of course. Big sellers. There's tons of these kinds of CDs out. But just legends. Like, I mean, I guess that's their figures in shadow there, but how can you tell? How can you recognize that? Who would buy this at the store? Oh, I like Legends. These are the kind of compilations the internet really invalidates. Compton's Greatest Raps, Volume 2. I'm sure I don't have Volume 1. It's pretty cool, though, because it features some obscure stuff. Mixmaster Spade and the Compton Posse. Eazy-E back with Rendezvous. Wrecking Crew again. So basic stuff, too, like Straight Outta Compton by NWA. But they mix it in with some interesting thing, Uncle's Jam's Army. See, nowadays, you just get all on YouTube. You kids don't understand. But when you couldn't find these records, you know, if you're a square, random teenager in Kansas City, you're not going to get a 12-inch single of NWA. These kinds of things are pretty neat. But, okay. But they suck now. What's in here? Oh, these are great. These are great. Now, you want to talk about compilations. Sugar Hill Records puts out billions of them, or at least they used to back when compilations sold. And this was a 2 CD set, old school rap hits 1 and 2. Look how cheap they are, right? These were sold in, you know, malls across America. But what's so great about it is, and you know, it's just our classics, The Message, White Lines. But what's so great about it is the tracks, the songs they list on Volume 1 are only on Volume 2, and the songs they list on Volume 2 are on Volume 1. So if you just pick this up, and you look at the track listing, none of the songs they list are actually on the CD you just bought. Also, on one of these, I forget which one, the songs are all out of order, too. I think these play before these on one of these CDs. But yeah, they just completely put all the wrong songs on the wrong CDs. Yo MTV Raps compilation. Now this was great back in the day when I was a kid. There's a Volume 2 too, but Volume 2 sucks. The first one's good because it featured, again, all the extended 12-inch mixes. You know, Parents Just Don't Understand, but extended remix. Shake Your Thing, club mix. Life Is Too Short, clean extended remix. Well, I don't know why you'd want the clean one, but extended remix. Wild Wild West, special extended remix. Again, if you're not actually going to get the 12-inch vinyl, you'd never get the extended remix of Wild Wild West by Kool Moe Dee. This one had it, so this is pretty tight. Hidden Jewels, this is a strange one. I got it because the Visionaries were really popping at the time. This is, again, the late 90s. The Visionaries and the Beat Junkies, and it's sort of a mix of, I mean, check the track listing. It's all stuff like James Brown, War, Roy Ayers. It's divided into 3 sections. You gotta bust out the little fold-out poster thing to figure it out. You got the 3 DJs: DJ Drez, DJ Rhetmatic, again Visionaries and all, and DJ Mr. Len. And they're split into Sapphire Group, Diamond Group, Ruby Group, BC Boys, Paul Revere. What a weird random CD. And inside they're trying to get you to order, claim your vinyl jewels today, call now. I got it online, and I still don't really totally understand what the purpose of it is. You gotta love it when the inserts are actually too big to properly fit into the jewel cases, so they have to be bent and squished. Very professional. Oh, okay, we'll end with this one. Here you go. For Elliott Wilson only. Yes, I worked at the Source after Elliott Wilson was gone. He left some treasures and random things behind, including this CD. And it's just, the E-Rule and Edo G, DJ Adam 12 featuring Socrates, Law the Dark Man. Most of the stuff got released on official projects, but it's just sort of fun to have the official Elliott Wilson only CDR burn of it. Elliott, if you're watching, I don't know where your stuff is.